Hey, thanks for stopping by. This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I got a new book in. No, this is not it. This is 2014. This is the World Radio TV Handbook. I've done reviews of these, I think, for like the last 3 years in a row. And I've got the new one, the 2017, which, according to some rumors, end of last year, this wasn't going to exist. But hey, there it is. It's here, and I guess, and it's big as ever. And I'm going to kind of do something different on this one because book reviews can get kind of boring, especially when I do them. They're really boring. So I'm just kind of, I'm going to do it kind of as an unboxing. I've glanced at this. I've just, like, flipped to the pages, and that's all I've done. So I'm going to go through it in a little more detail in this show. Not a lot of detail, because once again, I've reviewed these in the past, and they're basically from year to year, they're the same. Just newer information. And if you're not familiar with these are encyclopedias of listening, be it shortwave, AM, FM, and even TV. It also includes TV listings. And it's a plethora. Did I say that right? It's a huge amount of data in one book. You get these off of Amazon. That's one place you can get them. And they are about $35. But they're a wealth of information. Now, granted, a lot of this information, such as the schedules, you can get off of various websites. But these books provide a lot of detailed information about the stations. And I'll get into a couple examples in a few minutes. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of do a comparison of 2014 versus 2017. So I'm going to go through these quickly. The general layout of the two, I guess it is a little thinner. It's about the same in that we start out with features and reviews, national radio stations, international radio stations, the frequency list themselves, some terrestrial TV information, and some references in the back. That's what it consists of. So if we start at the beginning here, and they'll look very similar, right? So the thing is, if you have, say you have the 2014, there are things that are changing. Typically what's changing is more and more stations are dropping out. So you will notice that in the older versions, they're probably bigger because there's more stations out there. But my point was, I personally don't think you need to get a brand new one of these every year. Now, it does give you an advantage of getting the very latest information. So, anyway, let's move along. We're looking at 214 right this second. 2014. 214, no, that's not right. 2014. Okay. And then you have a little editorial about what's in the book and who the contributors are to this, which is a lot. And then they have reviews. And for instance, here's the CountyCom. Here's the FunCube dongle, USB dongle. Here's an AOR. Could be considered a scanner, but it covers most of the band, so it's not just UHF. Here is an Excalibur card that goes into your computer. Here's some other radios, and then we go to the HF receiver guide. It tells you just some general facts about HF radios. So that is the reviews back in 2014. Now, let's go to, I've got some pieces of paper in here when we get out of there. 217. And notice this is in color. This page is in color, which gives you all the sections. That's a little nicer. And then here's the editorial. Here's the list of contributors. Well, basic same format. And then we go into radios. Now, what kind of struck me right off the bat here is this is an ICOM IC730. And I'm not very familiar with this, but I think this is this is a transceiver. It's an amateur radio transceiver. Right there is the microphone plug. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Should have done that earlier. I need a director. So I'm like, I thought this was about listeners. And here they got a review of a transceiver. I don't understand that. That kind of disappoints me right there. Here is a another radio. This is a receiver, an extremely expensive receiver. This thing says the base price is $4,450. Well, I don't know about you, but I would never be able to buy one of these radios, and I don't think most people would. I mean, if you're have an abundance of cash, yeah, okay, go for it. But it's like, again, why review something that your general readers probably wouldn't be interested in? So there's two strikes right there as far as the reviews. Okay, the next one is the SDR Play dongle receiver. That's a good one to review. It's only $129. Very popular. I'm glad they reviewed that one. Here's a Wellbrook antenna. This is a loop antenna. Show you a little closer. This is an extremely popular antenna because it does such a good job. Look at the darn shadows. I still got to do something about my lighting. But it's pricey. Again, super pricey. This little loop antenna, and I think it's worth it from the reviews I've seen. Of course, I don't own one. It's $360. Again, they really kind of went overboard on their stuff they reviewed. Here is Bonito 3-way active RF splitter. It's not a receiver, it's an antenna splitter. $300. Sorry, I just is way up. I wouldn't even bother reviewing these things. I mean, it's like the price range is just out of sight. So I'm really disappointed with what they reviewed in this issue. Just it's stuff. It's either it's a transmitter, a transceiver, excuse me, amateur transceiver, which 99% of your shortwave listeners, they're really not interested in that. Maybe that number's too high. Maybe 75%. So that's kind of a disappointment for me. Okay, then we go into some general articles about different things. Here's an article about remote reception. That's a good topic. Good topic. That's something. Here's an article about CKZN transmitting station. Again, that's okay. And here's an article about a Pacific radio adventure. Yeah, it's an interesting article, but I'm like, I don't know. Sorry, I guess maybe I got up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Here is about Van Vince. I probably pronounced that wrong. Again, kind of interesting. Short, very short article. Here is an article about the IRDR project. Okay, yeah, that'd be interesting to find out what that's all about, of which I don't know anything. And then the HF broadcast reception conditions expected for 2017. This is always a good table and a good little short article. This is always good. This is good information, new information related to 2017. And then we get into the maps, of course. Nothing new there, except a lot of stations, not a lot, but a number of stations gone. And then we get into the information section, which is the important part of these books. Now, you can just discount the front end stuff and say, yeah, okay, it's not that great, at least in my opinion. And so what? Because I'm interested in this database, which they provide all kinds of information. I mean, let me see if I can quickly find one that's, now this section is listed by country. And I didn't mark any. Again, I'm kind of looking at this for the first time. Not the very first time, but here's India. Okay, India. Let me, you won't be able to see it, I know. But this tells all kinds of information about stations in this particular country, India in this case. It's got listings of FM stations. A lot of the listings, they will tell you how to contact the station if you want to get a QSL card, or if you just want to give them a reception report, or you want to get some information. If they have a website, it shows you, it lists the website, just all kinds of information. So this is about countries. This is sorted by country. And this, look at all this information. It's just a wealth of information. Then we go back, and here's speaking of country, here's the United States, and here's information about each state and the radio stations, be they AM or FM. And then we go to international radio, which is mostly shortwave information, shortwave station information. Not totally, but it's mostly. And then if we pick, let's just find, let's go see if I can find Radio Australia and see if they've updated or said anything about what's happening at Radio Australia. Well, where in the heck is Australia? There's Austria. Not the same. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, but it ain't there. There's China Radio. And you can see China Radio. They broadcast all over the band. They have transmitters throughout the world. In here, it gives you all that information about the various stations, what's on the stations and the various times of day. Just a wealth of information. I mean, this is basically one of the, like you used to get encyclopedias, and there would be 20 volumes. Well, this is like a 20-volume encyclopedia. Now, granted, the print is pretty small. I can read it, even as blind as I am. I can read it, so it's not bad. So that's about it. And then there's a listing by frequency of shortwave stations. Just go down to the frequency. So if you're tuning the band and you get a station on a certain frequency, you can come to this back section here, find the frequency, say it's 11 something, like here's 11,570, 11 megahertz. And on 11 megahertz, it has BBG, Voice of America. It has some other thing I can't pronounce. So there's 3 or 4 stations that broadcast. Gives you the power, gives you the country it comes from, and gives you indication where the transmitter site is. So these are good books. Again, I'm kind of biased because their competitor, and I can't think of the name of it right now, that they used to have, basically the same information, did a lot of reviews. They've never done a lot of reviews. So if you're looking for radio reviews, you're not going to get much in this book. If you're looking for information about stations be the AM, FM, shortwave, or even TV. This is the encyclopedia to get. And if you don't have one of these, it's well worth the $35 to get one. Again, I don't think you need to get one every year. That's my personal opinion. Again, but keeping in mind, lately a lot of stations have been dropping out. But so if you're looking at 2014 and it's 2017, and you're looking through the book and you say, oh, okay, there's this station right here. Let me see if I can get it. Well, if you don't get it, you have to keep in mind it may not be gone. So the 2017, of course, gives you the latest information. So that's my quick synopsis comparing old and new. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. Have a great day. Bye-bye.